Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for March 31st, 2024. So it is Easter, so happy Easter to those who celebrate. Cooper and I are here. He is just being a pain this morning, so please forgive him. I had kind of a weird start to the morning because I wanted to run and get coffee and get gas in my car before everybody gets out of the house and busy going to do things for Easter. So I got there early, but it threw off my schedule because I didn't shower till I came home, and then I did the dish. I did my chores and got something in that I made that's for later. Anyway, point is that it's been a weird morning. Anyway, so work-wise, I had to pack up my office this week. They're doing a remodel yesterday. We'll see if it really happened. I'm kind of afraid because I packed my whole office up and only left the furniture and my computer in the room. They're supposed to put new flooring and paint the walls because it's been years since the last owners did it. So it's going to be interesting. I've been in that dungeon room for probably about 4 or 5 years, so I'm kind of curious to see how this goes. I think Monday is going to be disaster when I come back and try to get back online. We'll see what happens. Well, okay. I'm trying not to think about it right now, so let's not think about it. Beyond that, that's kind of it, and I'm still in a holding pattern for the garage. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. I'm still no movement there this week. So, I am about to crest my rereading to the 50% mark of all the reads I've had so far this year. I am one book off from that, and it's as soon as I finish my next book, I will have read exactly half and half rereads and new books to me. And then I still have a couple more rereads to do. So I'm hoping to get back. I did actually read a little bit yesterday physically, which was the first time in the last week and a half. So I feel really, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. It's been a long time since I read physically. And I did get some reading done yesterday. But I had to do audio before that when I did other things. Cat. Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I read, the ones I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read in the next week. So I'm just going to show these. Well, no. Let's talk about the sadness first. So I did DNF Still Life with Crows by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. I did get 31% in this last week. And I just don't want to pick it up. I've just decided this is not a series that I want to continue anymore. I will probably get rid of my copies of the first 3 books because this is book 4 in the Pendergast series. I think these were great for when I read them the first time around. I wish I'd kept up with it at that time. I might have enjoyed them more 20 years ago, but I don't it's not a book. I don't read a lot of crime or mysteries in this way anymore, even though I like that these always have kind of like a different element to them. It's they're kind of supernatural-ish in a certain way, in kind of a weird way, just a weird thing. I do like them for that. I'm just not into it anymore, and I've decided I didn't want to force myself to read anything. I've pretty much, because of all the rereading I'm doing and all the stuff, I just need to let myself read what I want. I'm definitely fully mood reading beyond my rereads. So I've decided to unhaul this and the other 3 books because I'm never going to reread Relic and the other 2 books as much as I liked them when I first read them. It's been years. 20 years, and I haven't come back to them, and I don't need them on my shelf anymore. Again, I'm pretty sure I can get them again if for some reason I do want to come back, but I got this far into it, and I didn't care enough. I kind of want to know what happens, but I don't care enough to figure that out. So I'm DNFing that. And then because this is the only other book besides my rereads that I finished, I just to do it now. So Watership Down, the graphic novel, is based off the novel by Richard Adams. This was adapted and illustrated by James Sturm and Joe Supine. So I read Watership Down. I looked it up. It was about 13 years ago. I think it was 2011 when I read it. So and I do remember really enjoying it because I was surprised because I never wanted to read it when I was younger. I had a friend who really enjoyed it, but I just couldn't do it. I don't know why. I just, I think it was mostly I had a tendency with this friend to, she would tell me to read a book and I would like absolutely never read it. And I don't know why I was like that with her book recommendations. And over the years, I've picked up almost every book that she told me to read, and I've enjoyed most of them. And I wish I'd read them when I was younger. I just couldn't, I couldn't force myself to read something that she told me to read. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyway, but Watership Down was one of the ones that she had recommended when we were kids, and I just never got to it. And again, I read it a while ago, but this adaptation was really well done. I think, I don't remember all the details because it's been like 13 years, so I don't remember everything, but it followed a lot of what I remembered. So I'm pretty sure it's pretty, close to the, you know, as close as they can get with a graphic novel to the novel. I think it's beautifully done. Like I love the pictures and the scenery and, all the rabbits, you know, because again, it's about rabbits. And again, Watership Down is following a bunch of rabbits who have a premonition about where they're living, and they decide to find a new place to live, and the obstacles and things that happen with that and out in the wild, you know. So I really enjoyed revisiting this. It's definitely a book that now I know I probably will never reread the novel. I'm probably going to get rid of my copy. My copy is just a cheap paperback or mass market. But I think I liked it enough and I have memories of it, but I don't think it's a book I want to revisit anymore. Like, this helped me revisit it, and I just don't think I'm ever going to come back to take the time to reread the whole book. So I liked it for what this was, and I'm glad I went through it and enjoyed it, but I am definitely not going to keep the other book either, and I probably won't ever reread that book. So anyway, it's been a weird week. Anyway, and then I reread all of these books. So these are all from the Guild Hunter series by Nalini Singh. Again, I'm rereading the whole series because book number 16 is coming out on April 23rd. So I just got it into my head that I was going to reread these, and I just started because I bought all these audiobooks. I think last year there was a big sale last June or something, and I bought a whole lot of series books and a couple of series, and one of them was the Guild Hunter series, and so I got all of them for a pretty good price. But I haven't reread this series since 2022 when book 15 came out. So I decided, because that's what I do, is I've been binging the series. So this is book 4, Archangel's Blade, book 5, Archangel's Storm, book 6, Archangel's Legion, book 7, Archangel's Shadow, book 8, Archangel's Enigma, book 9, Archangel's Heart, book 10, Archangel's Viper, and book 11, Archangel's Prophecy. So I listened to all of these. They're all done by Justine Eyre. I think she does a really great job for this series. She's done every book, her audiobooks. Again, I love Nalini Singh. This is one of my favorite series, one of the two of my favorite series of all time kind of thing from her. So I have really been enjoying my series reading of rereads. Anyway, yeah, this was not seriously planned. I had thought about it, but I didn't know I was really actually going to do it. So we're doing it. So anyway, so now I only have 4 more to reread. And then the book 16 will come out at the end, you know, on the 23rd of April. So anyway, that's pretty much all I've been doing this week, is listening to audio books either at work or when I come home. I would listen to a little bit at home because I would play Animal Crossing. So I played a lot of Animal Crossing this week too. So I've gotten fully back into playing that again, which is really funny because now it's 4 years since we first got it, and I'm back into it. It's just, I'm having fun. Anyway, so I'll probably play some more today. So let's talk about then what I'm in the middle of right now. So I am in the middle of Archangels War, which is book number 12. This is, again, this is the biggest book of the whole series. This is where kind of the first whole big arc will complete in this one. And then I think another arc is kind of starting. I don't know if she's ever said that for sure on this one, but this is a huge book for the series. So definitely this series is not one you want to read books out of order. It doesn't make as much sense. I think this is definitely, I didn't say what this series is about. So the Guild Hunter series is, I would say, an urban fantasy series where there are archangels, angels, vampires, and humans all vying working in this world, and there is this catastrophic thing called and it just went out of my head what that's called. There's like this event that is a cascade, which is throwing powers around and changing the balance of the world. And we're following Elena, who is a guild hunter in the first book in Angel's Blood, and she is summoned by the Archangel Raphael, who rules over North America and over New York City, and she is forced to track down somebody, and they're fighting what in that first book, and then their relationship, and then most of the books are half kind of about her and him, and then the whole group of people that they work with, and then there's some individual books, like as I said, like Archangel's Blade was the first one, which was off one of the guys who we've seen through all the books, and then it's his love story. So again, so it's kind of a cross between an urban fantasy and paranormal romance in that way of having, there's books with couples, but there's also a main couple who has books throughout. So I'm in the middle. The Archangels War has all the characters, that we've met through it, because again, this is book 12. So much stuff happens in here. There's going to be, again, a big war. So we're gearing up to that, and a lot of stuff happened that just happened at the end of the last book and the early part of this book that I remember were really significant at the time. So anyway, I'm really enjoying my reread. Again, this is book 12, so I probably will continue on. I didn't grab them, but as I said, I have 3 more beyond this. Archangel's Sun, Archangel's Light, and Archangel's Resurrection. And so I'm gonna definitely probably keep reading these until I finish. So, but did I say this? I don't think I really said it, but this week and last week, I have barely physically read anything, and I have been finding it super hard at night. Like, I'll listen to the audiobook at work, and then I'll on my commute, and then I'll get home and I'll listen to a little bit as I play, Animals Crossing, and then about 7:30 or so I'll switch over to BookTube and be watching that. But usually I read when I'm watching BookTube. That's what I do. And I have not been able to pick up a book physically for over a week. And so every day I look at the books sitting next to me, I look at the books on my shelf, I think, can I pick up a book? I did pick up one book. Where did I put it? Oh no, I've lost it. Where did I put that book? Oh, it's right here. I did pick up, on a whim, Necroscope, The Lost Years by Brian Lumley. One day I did read 14 pages. I'm not counting this as a currently reading because mostly it was a summary of books, because this is a book that goes in between books 2 and 3 of the main series of Necroscope. This is a horror series of following with vampires, but they're different kind of alienish vampires. And I just adore this series. This is a series that pretty much made a big impact on me in my teenage years, because I was given the Necroscope series and a few other big prominent series when I was 14 and 15. My cousin had just graduated from college, and he gave me all these books, and one of them was Necroscope, which pretty much blew my mind. Anyway, point is that I for some reason I was thinking about Necroscope. I don't know what I was, and I have not picked up a book of these since early 2000s when I finished the Blood Brothers, or the second series in this book. And I picked up The Lost Years just going, I had this book on my shelf for years, and I thought, oh, you know what, maybe I should pick that up. So I did pick it up right before bed on like Wednesday or something, and I'm like, that was stupid. But I did enjoy the pages I read, and I do want to come back to this. This is like one of the oldest books on my TBR. I still have the receipt in here, which is the only reason why I know this, because this book is like in pristine condition. I know I've never read it, because I was so confused how this book related with the other books I'd already read the rest of the series. But this is a book I bought when it came out in paperback, which was in 1996, And I have the receipt for July 7th, 1996 at Walden Books. So, I was, in college at that time. So, yeah, this book has been with me. This is I think, one of the oldest books on my TBR that I have never read. So, I am going to attempt to read this, not maybe this week. I just want to put this out that I did try to read some other books, and I did almost restart the Necroscope series, because we're following, is it Harry? Yeah, Harry. And he has some special talents, and after reading the summaries, I really wanted to reread the Necroscope series. But this series is like 16 books long, and I only read the first 8 books. So this is book number 9, and it's The Lost Years, and there's 2 books, The Lost Years Volume 1 and Volume 2, which I should read. And then I have 3 or 4 others on my shelf that I've never read. So this is a series I want to continue. Anyway, the only reason, again, I'm bringing this up is because I felt the urge to pick this up, and it's all I have is physical. And then I found out it was one of the oldest books on my TBR. That I know I need to read this in the next. I'm hoping to read this in April during TBR Clear Out, because this is the oldest book. I mean, I probably have a couple classics that are technically that I've had since college, but I bought this during college too, so I don't know date wise, but this is definitely one of the oldest books on my TBR, and it's a horror that I haven't, revisited Necroscope in years. So we'll see how this goes. Anyway, I'll explain more if I ever read it. But I just want to say, I did try to read physically one night, and I almost stayed up to read more of this, but it was a work night, so I had to go to bed. So I will try to get back to this month. It probably won't, or in April, but I'm not sure when. But I want to put that out. But yesterday I did re-pick up A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is I'm now down to 5 currently reading books I've started since January that I have not completed, that I expect to complete. There are 2 books that I took off completely because I am not reading those right now, and so I took them off my currently reading, but I had 5 left of the major ones. And this one was the one that called to me. So I reread the first 87 pages last night. So it was the first time I read for hours. And it took me a long time to read 87 pages. I don't usually read quite that slow, but it was hard to get back into physically reading. I went kind of into a weird rereading mode where it's easy to listen to those audiobooks because I've read them many times before. So I don't have to pay that much attention maybe. But this one I definitely need to, because I want to continue the series. So again, this is where I was when I stopped in January. And then this is where I'm at right now. So I was at 216 when I stopped, and it wasn't because it was good. It's just it was the same time where we had the garage issues and other things were going on that I just had too much on my brain to be working on a big fantasy romance. So again, this is book 2 in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. That one really surprised me when I finally got into that and got past the first 70 pages. This one is the same way. Things are so interesting at this point now that I've gotten past the first chunk of things of happening. So I'm really want to get this done because I do have the rest of the series I want to get through before I go back to and read Crescent City 3. So I do want to get through these, but it's going to be, I'm just hoping to get through this one this week. So again, this is a little over 600 pages, about 620 something. Yeah, 624 pages. So it's not like it's because it's so huge. It's just, I'm trying to get back into my out of my rereading mode to physically read new books. So this is one I'm hoping to get done this week. And then I have my Berna. Okay, my buddy read with Berna at Vernas Adventures starts on next Saturday, so I will be have started at least the first chunk of this when I see you next week. So this is book 8? Book 8? I think this is book 8. I forgot already. I think it's book 8 of the Love at Stake series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, maybe it's 7. What month am I on? It must be 7. Okay, it's 7. Sorry. So this is 7 or 8. I don't remember now. I'm obviously, I just can't think right now. This is the next one we need to read in our buddy read of the Love at Stake series by Carolyn Sparks. Forbidden Nights with a Vampire. This one is, I'm looking forward to these characters, so we're going to start this on Saturday and buddy read this one, so I'm looking forward to that. I do have this also on audio for my library in case I need it. It just matters how my reading's going. If I'm physically want to read it, I have it, and then if I'm still like audiobooks is the only way for me to go to get something done, I will do that. So that is it. Kind of a weird update, as I said, because I reread so much, and then I had kind of like some things I want to get to that I'm not going to get to right now, but I will. And I did DNF 1, and then, you know, it was a weird week. But I'm hoping this week to finish out my reread of the Guild Hunter series, because again, I'm in the middle of 1 and I have 3 more. So as soon as I get done with that, I do have 1 more audiobook from the library that's for a book that's on my shelf, so that'll count for TBR Clear Out. TBR Clear Out is the readathon I am doing during the month of April. It's put on by Katie at Books and Things. I will have her linked down below in her announcement video. I am looking forward to this because I want to focus on books off my shelf. I haven't been buying, like my book haul is a little bigger than I was hoping. Again, I do really well up until the end of the month, and then I just kind of buy. I don't know if I just feel like I didn't buy enough. And then April is going to be, I have 2 library book sales that I know of for sure that I'm going to. So we will have to see. Again, I won't pay a lot for those, but I'm going to try to keep my other purchases down. We'll see. But I really want to read books off my TBR. And again, I'm hoping to get out of my rereading mode after I get through these last of the Guild Hunter books, because I want to read books off my shelf that I haven't read before, because I want to take, clear out, get a little bit off my TBR. My TBR is out of control and it's huge, but anything I can try to get it down, it would be nice. But we'll see what happens. So that's it. How is your reading this last week of March? Did you get a lot of stuff done for March? I did put off Way of Kings by Berna Sanderson. I will pick it up when I feel like it. It is just a mammoth that I cannot force myself to read. Every time I look at it, I just go, not now. And I'm going to hold off as much as I want to get through that, because it's not that it's bad. It really is just I just have not been able to focus, and with have not been able to read physically very much in the last couple of weeks has kind of, I just couldn't get to it. And that's definitely a book I need to immersion read if I do the audiobook, or if I just go to physical, but I wasn't reading physically. So, and I almost picked it up yesterday, but then I decided my mood was more for our fantasy romance. So we'll see how it all goes. So that's it. I hope you guys are having a good week, and I think that's it. I probably will have my book haul later this week, I think. Beyond that, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.